Hey everyone, welcome to week 5 of our Groove Cart training. My name is Peter Moinaro and I'm one of the GrooveAsia proteges. And this week we're going to be covering how to create products. Now, last week we were linking our store up with Printful. We didn't quite get there. We're going to attempt that right now. Since then I've actually had a look into it and a bit of an investigation. So we're going to do that now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into our Groove Cart and I'm going to link up our store. Just a sec. Okay, so our store is Mad Dog Styles. We're going into there. And of course, when we go into here, we, in order to link up with one of our print-on-demand partners, we go into products, we go to POD and dropshipping, and this is the one we want to link up to, Printful. So we'll just go there. We've got that little switch turned on, which gives us this little cog. All right, and now we want to link up with Printful. Now that key there, I'm just going to get rid of that key because that was a key that I tried last week and it didn't actually happen for me. So we're just going to go into Printful account. Now, in order to actually link up to a Printful, link your store up with Printful, you need to go into stores. And I've got a few stores here linked up with it at the moment, but we need to create another store. And so we go here, compare platforms. And this is where you can actually link up to different platforms like WooCommerce or Shopify or Etsy, and the list goes on. But Groove is not in there. Okay, we do partner up with them, but they are not. We're not in there. So in order to link up with Groove, we go to Printful API. Okay, so we go to that, and that will take us to this bit here. Now we just want to go to Start Building. And it's going to ask us to log into our Printful developers site. All right, so it's starting to get a little bit technical, but I mean, this video is going to be available later on, or the replay is going to be available later on, so you'll be able to go through it again and see what you have to do. So we're just going to sign in. You use the same login details that you do for Printful. We get to this bit here and it says create a token or create an app. Well, we just want to create a token because ideally what we want to do is we want to put an API key in there. That's what we're after, so that we can link up Groove Cart or our store with Printful. All right, so we're going to create a token. Now we're going to call this token name Mad Dog Styles. Contact email. I don't mind if you guys see my email. Account trading. And then we want to select the date for expiration date. So it can go up to a max of 2 years. So what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and go to 2025, I guess it is, isn't it? There, 2 years. That's about right, yep. And then what's today? It's February. So somewhere in February, probably the day before today, here in New Zealand, we're on the 23rd of February, which is a Thursday. So that doesn't look right. Oh yeah, so 23rd of February, 23rd. So the 23rd in 2 years' time is on a Sunday. So let's just make it for Friday in 2 years' time in 2025. We want to add a store. Well, we actually don't have the store in there right now. So what we need to do is we actually probably need to go back there. Oh, duplicate. And I have a feeling this ain't going to work for me again. have a look. Choose platform. Okay, yes, here we go. Create. Mad Dog. Continue. Okay, there we have it there. So that's the store there. Let's go back to here, just see if we can see that now. Maybe we'll give that a refresh. Looks like we may have to do, and there it is there. So we're going to have to do all this other stuff again because I refreshed it. Mad Dog styles, contact email. And again, we're going for 2025. And we're going for February, and we're going for, say, the 21st. We select the store that we're after. It is Mad Dog Styles is what we're after. I just select all these. And then I create token. This is the token here. This is what we're after. Now, it may pay to actually record that somewhere. So you just copy it by clicking on those that double sort of paper looking thing. And you've copied it. We want to go back to here. And now what we want to do is we want to go into settings. And we want to go down to API. We want to select the store that we want to connect, which is Mad Dog Styles. Okay. And what do we want to do there? Hang on. Let me just get back here again. Oh, sorry. Yep. So we want to set, that's what we've got there. And then we go back to here and in our Groove cart section under Printful, we want to paste that key there and save the key. Okay, configuration is updated, which means now we're connected to Printful, which means anything that we create in Printful, we're going to be able to push to GrooveCart without having to do a hell of a lot of copying, pasting, and all that sort of thing. And that's the whole purpose of it. Let's go back to Printful. Okay, there. And what we want to do is we want to go to product templates. Now we're going to create a product because this is what this one is all about. This session is about creating a product. So I'm pretty excited about doing this one because it'll just show you how easy it can be. So we're just going to create a product. Now, just for argument's sake, we're going to go for something that's quite easy. We're just going to go for t-shirts. You'll find that even in the men's t-shirts, there will be some unisex versions here. So we've got a unisex organic cotton, so male or female. I'm going to choose that one. Now you can see it's all in New Zealand dollars. Over in the US, it'll be a lot more, probably look a lot more cheaper on your if you live in the US. But we're going to click on this one here because we're going to use this product to actually create something. We can drop a design there, or I think what we want to do is we want to go for something, something in the middle. Now this is all new, like the large center and the back direct to garment is new. That is new. I haven't seen that before. So before today. So that's really exciting. That was always one thing that was always there anyway with the large center, but depends on how large it was, but it is. But yeah, so it's really good that they've actually come out with some new features. I am going to add a design. Now, I'm not really going to add anything from here because at the end of the day, I want to show you how easy it is to actually add a design. I am I do a paid version for deposit photos. I don't know if anybody knows of it, but I get a lot of images from there. And of course, you know, you can change them. You can do whatever you want with them. There's a lot of things you can do them. So let's just say I want to look for something that's related to dogs. Excuse me, I'll just turn my phone off. So what happens live, you know, when it's live, everything happens and spontaneously. Yeah, no, I'm not kind of like those images here. Oh, that's actually in my collection. I want to do it in here. Let's just do it in there. Dogs, all images. Okay, so there's a lot. There's a couple of other things that you can do. You can sort of like, okay, I don't really want like a lot of photos because that's not going to look great on a t-shirt. Let's go for something like illustrations and see what we get. Okay, there's some cool ones there. There's a few there. Let's look for something that's more appropriate for a t-shirt. That one's pretty good. I might try the next page. We could try that one there. Let's just try that one. So I'm just going to download it. I'm not going to download the vector. I'm just going to download maybe the large size. Actually, there's some more there. Let's have a look at those. There might be some others in there. Let's just choose one. We're going to download this one for the sake of moving on. Whenever it downloads, there we go. And we want to add that into a folder. Save. Okay. Just going to close out of that. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to click on there, and we are going to find that download. So we're going to upload a new file. I'm going to try and find that download that we did. There it is here. All right. The biggest problem we might have here is that it's got a white background. If it's got a white background, then we really need to get rid of it because we don't want a white background. We want a transparent background. So it's still loading. We'll see in a second. I think because it's a JPEG, it's not going to be transparent. So what I'm going to do while it's doing that, I am going to change it. I am going to go to remove.bg. This is a free site. Remove.bg, and it removes backgrounds fairly quickly. And I'm going to remove the background from that that dog. So you just drag and drop, add it in there. All right. Okay, done. It's removed it. Now the size does reduce. If you pay for the if you do the paid version for remove background, you will get the same size that you put in there. But if you didn't pay and you're just using this as free, then you will get only probably not even quarter. It's like a 612 by 408 pixels. So that's good enough for us. Let's just put that in there. It may or may not work because it might be too small, but we'll try it. We'll see what happens. If not, I've got some other images in there that I can use. Okay, so we go back here. We're just going to, I think we should stop that one. We'll just delete that one because that's going to take too long. It's quite a big file. So I'm going to upload remove the background one. Hopefully that will be big enough. So there it is there. We're just going to apply it. Okay, probably a bit too small. Go large center. Refresh. Reload. Back here again. So I had to restart that again by the looks of it. Okay, we want to do a large center. Okay. Not going to let me do it. Try that one again. I have a feeling this image might be too small. Okay. Oh, because it's on embroidery. So we need to take it out of embroidery. We don't want it on embroidery. We want it on direct printing. That's better. Okay, that's much, much better. All right. So let's try that again. Put our design on there. So just remember, you've got both embroidery and you've got direct to garment printing. I'm just doing direct to garment printing because, embroidery costs a little bit more as well. It says here, so the image is not quite as good as not as big as what we want, because it's given us a little message here. We made your image larger. If you want even better print quality, please upload a larger image. So, the removed background, unless you're on the paid version, it's going to be a smaller pixeled image. But for the sake of moving on, let's just stick with that. Okay, we're just going to stick with that. So that's our little image on a t-shirt. Now you can choose whatever color you want, to make available. My advice is don't select all the colors. You don't want to have all the colors. You just want some of them, maybe the primary colors or even the most popular colors. Black is really popular, and that looks pretty good on black. I would have to say. I'll move that down a bit. That's the print area. There's other colors such as maybe kind of a maroony looking one. It's not bad. I mean, but the color in the dog there kind of sort of looks like it could blend into the background color. So maybe that's probably not a good fit. What about red? Red kind of stands out. French navy. I like that one. You know what? I'm going to take out the red. I don't like the red. And let's just have a look. Ooh, what's going on? What else? Maybe we'll go for a little bit more lighter color. Sage. Yep. I think that looks pretty cool. So that's that one. So we've got that on the front of our t-shirt. If you want to now, you can start actually doing things like putting stuff on the back. Now, remember, the more options the more features the more extras you put into your garment, the more you have to pay. So when you put another image on the back or text or whatever on the back of the t-shirt, it's a few more dollars that you got to pay on top of that shirt. Outside label, inside label, I'll just explain that in a sec. If you want it on the sleeve or on the right sleeve, you've got to pay a little bit extra. And so you don't really want to put a lot of stuff on your shirt. T-shirts really, a lot of t-shirts just have an image on the front. That's pretty much what they have. And that's about it. However, now this is a good thing. We'll just get back to this inside-outside label. If you've got a brand, if you've got a logo and you want to brand it, you want to sort of start branding your own type of designs. I mean, when I say own designs, what I mean is you could still do something like that, but you want to create a brand for your business, for your website. Now, so by doing that, what you can do, you can do it as an inside label. You can put your brand there on the inside, or you can put it on the outside, or you can do both. It's up to you. Remember, it costs a bit more. I'm just going to put it on the outside. Why? Because people can see it from the back and they can see your brand. So I'm just going to add my logo, which is Mad Dog Style. And there it is there. I'm just going to apply that. And it's going to show on the outside at the back of my t-shirt. That's my brand. So I'm branding my garments. All right. So now that we've done that, we've got 3 colors. Honestly, you don't need a lot of colors. I learned a long time ago when I was doing sales back in the 90s, never offer customers too many choices. Why? Because they'll take too long to buy or choose. So that's the same sort of concept that I try and teach when it comes to e-commerce. Don't offer too many options or colors. You might think you're doing your customer a service, but you're actually doing yourself a disservice. And in reality, it makes the whole buying process elongated, and you don't want that. You want people to buy more or less straight away. So they have a choice of 3 colors. You can actually select which color you want to show as the main picture color. Actually, that one there is not that great because see how the darkness there. So maybe what I might do is I'll take this one out and I'll change my logo. I think I've got a white one there. I'll change my logo, I think. I think I've got a white version, or have I? No. No, I don't. Okay. Let's just stick with that. Okay, for the purposes of moving on, let's just stick with that. I do actually have a white version when it comes to the font down the bottom. But however, let's move on. So we've done that. We can actually just move to the next step. And there you go. It's going to, have it there, sort of a image on the guy's t-shirt. We can call it, whatever we want to call it, but in this case, we're just going to leave it like that. We can add sizes. So I think we should select all sizes because, we want more than just small people to buy that. We save the product template. And there it is there. All right. So now it's actually sitting, waiting to be added to our store. All we have to do is click here and we choose the store that we want it to go to. So we want it to go to Mad Dog Styles. Okay. Again, you get this color selection. We're not going to select any more colors. We're just going to stick with that. What we've got there, 2 different colors. And that's it. We proceed to mock-ups. Oops. Okay, so you get these different mock-ups, which is really, really cool. Now it's got a choice of PNG or JPG or JPEG, if you like. We want to stick with the JPEG because basically the PNG are quite, they will take a long time to load. So we'll just stick with the JPEG. Nothing wrong with the JPEG. They're all good. So we proceed to details. All right, we may want to call this let's just call this a puppy play t-shirt, maybe. It's just sort of a name I just pulled out of my head. Puppy play unisex organic cotton t-shirt. Okay, we're going to proceed to pricing. And now, like I said, it's all in New Zealand dollars because I'm in New Zealand. And so this is all in New Zealand dollars. Now, it's come up with this as a suggested retail price. Okay. So shirt's actually going to cost me $27.50. Now, if you remember from the start, I'm trying to teach the easiest pathway to actually creating an e-commerce store and selling. Now, the easiest pathway is to actually sell where Printful have their suppliers. So USA is the one that I've been actually promoting as the place where we're going to sell. We're not going to sell in New Zealand because the cartage from New Zealand will probably cost just as much as what the product does. Okay, so we're just going to sell in the US. And I know that they've got an outlet in the UK and in Aussie, but then you'll find in Australia, they may only have certain types of products, not quite all the products that you're looking for. But with the USA, they've got everything. Okay, so we're going to stick with the USA. If I was to try and change the currency on this, it'll just take too long. So I'm just going to leave that for now. That gives you an idea. In actual hindsight, in USA, that $27.50 would be something like about maybe $18 in US. Okay. Now it's telling us we want to retail it at $41.50. This is a suggestion by Printful, but we can actually set our revenue. So what it's done is add 50% on. No, that's not 50%. Change to increase by 50%. So Okay. Maybe we'll go 60 and see what happens. That'll happen there. Increase by, or change to. I think we'll just stick with what they've got there. They've actually suggested $44 as a good price point. We'll just keep it like that. Because, I mean, something like for delivery within the US, it's going to cost about $5. You take that off your price, then obviously, you know, after that, you've got 39. You've got to allow tax and all that sort of thing. So you still come out with a profit. So we're going to save that product. And it's adding it to our store. Now we're only a few minutes from finishing, but I'm just going to shoot over to our store. And when you're going to go to products, I'm just going to copy this. Make sure to copy that key, just in case. It's a good idea that you copy those things and keep them safe somewhere. And we're just going to go to products, my products. Yes, I'm not a robot. Not sure what's happening there. Won't be a sec. No, it's not in there yet. Let's just go back to here because I saw a message there to say something about the key. Let's have a look. Okay. There. Click on the cog. Things are not working the way they should be at the moment. There we go. That's that there. Paste. Save. I might just do a space and a backspace just in case it didn't like the copy and paste. All right. Okay. So this is where you find your product. You go into product searches. All right. Now you don't add anything in there. All you do is go search, and it should show up with your product. There we go. We want to add that to our store. And we should see that in my products. We can put all this other stuff in. Let's put a few details in, not a hell of a lot. There might end up being a bit of copy and paste that you will have to do. But at the end of the day, it's no big deal. Let's just go back to my two products and my products again. But we can cover all this other bit later on. And we're just about done and dusted on this one. Don't see it. Anyway, your product should end up in here. Okay, we did see it when we did the search, and I did add it to the store, but your product will end up in here, and that's where you know when you've got your product in there. But if I do actually go into here, we do know that it's come into GrooveCart. We all saw it. So when we went into here and we went into settings or the cog, gear cog, and once again, when we get there, we just click on the search button in products, just click on the search, and it is in there. So and it just hasn't added to my store again. Let's just try it again. I think you may need to complete all this before it will add. Yes, we do. So we've got to complete all this. So all these details here, we've got to stick in. But, you know, there may be a bit of copy and paste here and there. But, you know, the good thing about it is that when you do a copy and when you do actually do something like this, and if it does actually send over all the information that you kind of want, just check it. You do need to check it. And it may be helpful to go through some of that information and add a few different types of keywords in there. Okay, and that's something we're going to talk about much later in this whole sort of series of tutorials. But make sure there's a few keywords in there, and then you add the product, and then you will see it in my products. So that's me, guys. We're just going to tear it over 2 minutes. Thanks for coming this week. Once again, we'll see you next week. same time and same channel. Goodbye for now.